Hi guys, I'm Aniket
And I'm Abhin
and you're watching Diffusion at the Movies. The movie we're reviewing today is Captain America Civil War. Civil War explores the fallout between Captain America and Iron Man. You know, because the Avengers have been blowing up a lot of stuff, destroying a lot of cities, dropping cities from the sky to the ground,
killing a lot of people.
The actions of the Avengers in the previous Marvel movies have consequences, and now the world wants them to stop. In comes the Sokovia Accords, which basically wants to regulate the Avengers under the United Nations.
So the main idea of these accords is to make sure that the Avengers don't step out of line, and this causes major problems within the Avengers because Captain America, for one, is completely against it, while Tony Stark, surprisingly, wants everyone to follow up on this particular charter.
Captain America believes in freedom and liberty, and he thinks that he and other superheroes can decide for themselves and don't want governments to decide for them. Whereas Tony Stark thinks that there should be a regulatory body who controls the Avengers. This basically creates a conflict between the two of them, and unlike a very recent movie, this is a better conflict than just being pissed off at someone else.
As a matter of fact, this is how you make a conflict. What really works for this movie is the fact that it toes that grey line beautifully. Because at no point in the film, and this I think Aniket agrees with me, is that at no point in this film
there's no black or white in the film.
Exactly.
It's all shades of grey. Like the trailers tease, the Spider-Man is in this movie, and unlike the previous versions of Spider-Man that we have seen on screen, this Spider-Man is actually still in high school. And he is a very fun, interesting character that has been added to the cinematic universe.
I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I've seen all three versions of Spider-Man on screen. This is by far my favorite Spider-Man of the lot. That he's still young, immature. The best part is he doesn't even have an opinion on this. He's like, I was told to do this, and
he's just following orders. That's what he's doing. Black Panther is in this movie, because they have to introduce Black Panther into his own movie. No, I think Black Panther is very interestingly added to this movie because now you have Captain America, you have Iron Man, and you have the people who follow either of them. And then there's Black Panther, who is this third party who does not follow either of them. And he has his own reasons and motivations to do whatever he's doing. The action sequences and the fight sequences in this movie are so well choreographed and so well planned that sometimes it just reminds you of panels right out of the comic books.
You know what? I think I'm going to cut you off there because I'm just going to say the airport is probably the most memorable superhero sequence you've seen in a movie.
In a very long time.
Very long time.
Something that we both like a lot
in this movie.
This movie is Aunt May.
Guys, we need to talk about Aunt May. Aunt May best.
Aunt May amazing. So what do you not like about the movie?
See, I've had this long-standing issue with Marvel. The fact that their villains are never great characters. They always seem to be one note, they're
never compelling enough.
Exactly, they're very poorly written. And this film is no different. Probably the most boring part of the film.
You don't feel threatened at all by him, and when a villain is not threatening enough, it sort of dilutes the impact a superhero can have. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is sort of collapsing under its own pressure right now because there are so many characters that they're trying to shoehorn into a movie. This movie sort of is going to be the launch point for the next Spider-Man movie, the next Black Panther movie, and the next Avengers movie. They really need to build the cinematic universe well, but not by forcefully shoehorning characters. Spider-Man, for one, I think
was shoehorned into the film. I think Spider-Man here was they didn't have the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was sort of referenced to in the previous movies.
Exactly.
We sort of hoped and wanted Spider-Man to come in, but you can make out the fact that the movie went into production. Marvel and Sony had that Spider-Man deal, and only then that they put Spider-Man in the film. Because if you remember, the original trailer of the film did not have Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
In conclusion, Abhin, did you like the movie?
Oh, totally. I absolutely love this film because I went in there with sky expectations and they were totally met. This is probably one of my favorite Marvel films of all time. The last time I had such good fun was with Ant-Man, and that was a small little indie,
almost indie Marvel film.
Yeah.
I liked the movie as well, but it's pure entertainment, and that's what was lacking this summer. Batman vs Superman wasn't as great. So, Abhin, how much would you rate the movie out of 5?
Well, I'd give this film a solid 4 out of 5.
I would add another 0.5. So 4.5 out of 5 moves, and that 0.5 is just for Aunt May. Please go ahead and watch this movie in the theaters.
You will not be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. This is a pretty good movie. So what do you guys think of Civil War? Are you going to watch it? Have you watched it? And if you watched it, do you agree with us? Do let us know in the comments below.
And please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. It really helps us. If you've enjoyed the review, hit that like button below. It does us a world of good. Thank you so much, and this is Diffusion at the Movies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.